Okay, heading out this morning from Brooksville. Stopped here last night and spent the night at a Holiday Inn Express right off the Cortez Avenue or SR50 trail. And I'm just west of the Suncoast Trail. So you see that overpass up ahead past the light. That's where the Suncoast Trail is. Just up that way. I'm gonna head east on this 50 connector trail into Brooksville, then jump on the Good Neighbor Trail, then the Withlacoochee Trail for just a few miles. Probably have about 20 miles in by then, and then I'll have about a little over 30 miles to go to get back home to the villages. And those last 31, 32 miles will be on the roads. So it looks like it's gonna be a good day. It rained a little bit last night, but the rain has already stopped. It's just kind of partly cloudy out. It's supposed to get sunny as the day goes on. Should be a good day for a ride. I'll record more later on. I'm almost 5 miles into my ride and I'm crossing the brand new bridge. I think I opened this last year or maybe a year and a half ago. Before, you had to get off on Cortez Boulevard, ride in the bike lane, which then disappeared, I think, and basically be out in traffic for a little bit and then jump back on the trail once you got into Brooksville. So you had about a 3-mile section where you weren't on a trail and you're just doing the roads. But now that this is open and they finished that trail, you don't have to get out on the roads. You can just stay on the rail trail, have a good ride. Right below this bridge there's a Hardee's. I've stopped there a couple times when I've been traveling westbound route, because usually when I leave from where I'm at, by the time I get to this, it's about lunchtime. So I'll stop there and grab a snack or something to eat. Another thing is, for some reason, whenever I travel this route going westbound, today I'm going eastbound, so if you're going eastbound, it's fairly easy to follow this connector through Brooksville and make it all the way to the Good Neighbor Trail. For some reason, every time I do it going westbound, once you get to the downtown area where the little shops are, I either don't see the sign to turn or there is no sign to turn. I end up missing the turn, getting off trail, and so what I'll end up doing is I'll stop, pull out Google Maps, tell it to search for the Hardee's in Brooksville, and say go. That'll get me back to 50. And I'll usually be on the opposite side of the road on 50. I'll see the trail over here. I'll just have to cross Cortez Boulevard, jump back on the trail, and get there. But I don't know, maybe I'm just blind as a bat or something. But when I'm heading eastbound through Brooksville, I never see that sign that says turn here to continue on the trail. And in that section where you're going, it's not a trail like I'm on right now. You're on sidewalks in front of shops. And all the dang sidewalks look the same, so just keep that in mind. If you do find yourself off trail when you're doing the westbound route, yeah, when you're going westbound, you know, just plug in Hardee's Brooksville in your Google Maps. It'll get you right back to Cortez Boulevard. You'll see the trail, you can jump on it, continue on your way. Okay, I'll film a little bit. Shit, just got a flat. 6 miles into my ride, just got done fixing a rear flat tire. Rear tire is brand new too, because I got a flat on my ride back from Titusville, and I didn't trust the tire because it wouldn't seal with the sealant or with the Park Tool tire plug. And I ran it with a tube for a little while, but then wanted to switch back to going tubeless, and went and bought a brand new exact same tire that came on the bike and just put it on right before this trip. This time when I set it up tubeless, I set it up with Stan's tubeless sealant, and I ordered the Stan's tire plug tool. So got a flat, as usual, just spray sealant everywhere, wouldn't seal. Put more air in, spun the rear wheel, it still kept spraying sealant everywhere. Used the Stan's dart tool, put the thing in there, spun it around so sealant would get on the fibers of the dart tool. It had fibers on the inside of the tire, fibers on the outside of the tire. Still wouldn't seal, still just blowing sealant everywhere. So I ended up having to do the same thing I did on my flat coming back from Titusville a couple weeks ago, and just pull the wheel off the bike and throw a tube in. And now I'm realizing why a few years ago I stopped running tubeless on my road bikes and went back to tubes. Because the only thing that this tubeless does, as far as I'm concerned, is just create a big ass mess for you and cause you a lot of time. Just a lot quicker when you get a flat to just throw a new tube in than to spend 30 minutes or an hour dicking around with trying to get the sealant to seal, trying to use plugs and dart tools and crap to plug the hole, when if I got a flat, okay, if I got a flat with a tube in my bike, I'm back on the road in less than 10 minutes. I just know automatically I need to take the wheel off real quick, check to make sure there's no sharp objects in the tire, and just throw a new tube in, pump it up, and I'm good. So I think I'm going to ditch tubeless on this bike and probably switch to TPU tubes, which is what I've been running in my road bike. I'm in downtown Brooksville, and right here is where you change to the other side of the road for the trail. By the Florida Cracker Cook Shack. And that sign right there, so that's a good marker to let you know where to turn at. And now we'll go over another bridge. Yeah, I usually miss this section when I'm going on my westbound trips. For some reason, up ahead a little ways when I'm going to that downtown area, I never see the sign to turn to get on this trail. I think I miss it by one street, end up on a street over there, then end up somehow linking back on the trail on Cortez Avenue. So I'm just gonna have to pay attention this time, because it's easy to follow this going this way when you're heading eastbound. And I'm just gonna have to see the name of the street that this turns on. So you notice it transitioned from a trail to a sidewalk. Going this way, telling you the new good neighbor trail, turn right. Riding on this section is because it's not really a trail, it's a sidewalk in front of street front. So I'm gonna jump out on the road here. If you turn on Main Street, you notice this sidewalk along here is super narrow. You have doors opening up to shops. So it's just that 1-2 blocks right there. And then you can go ahead and jump right back on the trail and you're back to a trail again. But yeah, it's just it's too congested up there. And it's early in the morning right now during hours when there's a lot of people out shopping and walking around. That couple blocks right there is just not good going through. Okay, now we're just gonna take this. We're gonna head, if you're familiar with the Good Neighbor Trail, where the cabooses are parked, and the mermaid statue, we're gonna end up there. And then we'll just take that over to the Withlacoochee Trail. I'm right here, and now the trail crosses over the road. And now this section of the trail, the park is just right up ahead, where you got the restrooms and the mermaid statue and the caboose. Okay, so now we're at the Good Neighbor Trailhead in Brooksville. And we just stay on this till it T-intersects with the Withlacoochee Trail. So I'm gonna stop recording right now. Okay, still on the Good Neighbor Trail. I'm about almost 17 miles into my ride. We're going through the area that's used by the Croom Off-Road Park. So a lot of times when you're pedaling through here, you'll see or hear dirt bikes riding around through the trails in the woods. And I know the Florida Trail Riders will host hare scramble races out here. I think once a year, maybe twice a year. So sometimes when you're riding through here, you'll see races going on. Other times you'll just hear or see dirt bikes blasting through the trails off-road. And this trail just basically dead ends into the Withlacoochee Trail. You're just gonna hit a T-intersection. If you take a right at the T-intersection, you'll end up heading down towards Brooksville 50. There's a bridge that costs us 50 down there, and then it'll eventually end down by 301. I'm gonna take a left once I hit the Withlacoochee Trail. Heading left takes you towards Inverness. I'm just gonna be on the Withlacoochee Trail for just a few miles, and then I'm gonna get off on a county road and head towards 301. So I'll record a little bit more later. Up to the intersection of the Withlacoochee Trail. And turned left, heading towards Inverness. That's not... I could go all the way to Inverness and then jump on 44 and head back to the villages, but that would add quite a few additional miles to the route. This way, I jump off the Withlacoochee Trail a little early, jump on 476 and head east. I'll be on that county road for about 10 miles. Then I can jump on 301 and head north till I get to the villages, and then cut over to the villages then. Okay, well, I'm just gonna record a little bit longer, then I'll stop, then I'll record again once I get off the trail. Okay, so this section of the Withlacoochee Trail, they just recently repaved this thing. And once you know it, right after they repaved it, the got a big sinkhole in the new pavement, so they got it all blocked off right there. Yeah, so hopefully they'll get back out and repair that soon, but they just did a lot of work on the Withlacoochee Trail and got a nice smooth pavement. So if you haven't ridden it lately, it's good to get back out here and put some miles in. This is a really long trail. You can go from way up north of Hernando and go all the way down to where it dead ends past Brooksville and on 301. So you can get some long rides in on this trail if you want. Okay, so I just turned off the Withlacoochee Trail, jumped on 476 and getting into Nobleton. So just up ahead, after I cross a bridge over the Withlacoochee River, there's a Circle K on the left, and I'm going to stop there, refill my water bottles, get a snack, and take a short break. Right now I'm at 23 miles. So I got about 32, maybe 33 miles to go to get back home. Right now, so once I get to where the Circle K is, from there until I hit the I-75 overpass, there'll be a shoulder on 476. Then I'll lose the shoulder again for about 3 miles from I-75 to 301. So I'll record again later. Still on 476 eastbound, coming up on the I-75 overpass. Right now, just over 30 miles into my ride. Headwind the whole time on this road. Right up here the shoulder ends, so about the last 3 miles until I jump on 301, there's no shoulder. Well, I'll film again later on. Coming up the intersection at 301, I gotta turn left and head north here. I think what I'm gonna do is just cross straight across, and when I get to the other side, then cross at the light, head north rather than, unless the traffic clears. Okay, I was able to get through that. Now coming right up here, I'll end up having a bike lane on 301 for the majority of the ride back. Right now at 33 miles, so they're at about 20 miles to go for today's ride. Well, I'll film a little more later on. Okay, so I just turned off 301 north onto 470. And if it was a weekday, I would have kept going straight to Warm Springs Avenue and cut over that way into the villages. Because 470, it has a very narrow shoulder, and during the week, all kinds of construction trucks haul ass up and down this road because they're doing all the building on the southern end of the villages. So if it was a Monday through Friday, I really wouldn't want to travel this road on a bicycle. On the weekend, still get a lot of cars hauling ass on this road, but not so much with the heavy equipment trucks like you get during the week. So I'm going to take this and then end up jumping into Middleton, which is an area that's not a 55 plus. It's an area for families that's built by the same developer that builds the villages. I'll get in there. That connects to the villages, and just get back home that way. So now I just gotta stay on this really narrow shoulder and hope I don't get a bunch of construction trucks flying by. Okay, I'll record later. So I'm reaching my end where I get off 470. And I'm gonna start going through Middleton, going down Central Parkway. Now, if I went through this roundabout and went to the left, that would stay on 470. I'm gonna go ahead and get on Central Parkway, go through Middleton and then into the villages. Still fighting it between a headwind and a crosswind wind since I left the Withlacoochee Trail. And the winds seem like they're getting stronger. I'm at 44 miles now, so I should have less than 10 to go. Okay, here's welcome to Middleton. I'm going to stop recording. I'll record a little bit more later on. Okay, I'm still on Central Parkway. Right off to the left is the new Eastport Town Center area that they're building. And this is where all the new construction's going on this side of the turnpike. So I'm south of the turnpike in the villages, coming up on the village of Water's Edge. That's just to my right. So there's a lot of new homes that have already been built in there, new homes being built. And then you got the new Eastport sign right there to the left. So Water's Edge is that way, Eastport that way, the construction's going on. I'm gonna head a little bit further and go over the Bexley Bridge to get to the side of the villages that I live on. So I'll stop recording now. Okay, so we're getting ready to cross over the Bexley Bridge. This crosses over the turnpike, and then once you go down the other side, you end up right at Megason at the Sawgrass area. So I'm getting pretty close to where I live in the villages. Yeah, it turned out to be not a bad 3-day trip. Day one was from the villages down to St. Petersburg, which was 136 miles. Day two, yesterday, went from St. Petersburg to Brooksville, which was around 83 miles. And then today from Brooksville back home. Probably end up right around 52 miles today by the time I pull into my house. So I just probably ride around here a few days and then plan another trip somewhere else. Get out and do another little adventure. So I think I'm gonna stop filming and make this a wrap for this video.